What's up, Juventini? Alberto here. I got all your Juventus news. We got a lot to talk about, all right? Inter trying to hijack one of our deals. Soule contract extension almost done, but we get the full rundown on all the extensions from Mirko Di Natale. DePaul talks underway. He gives his yes. McKennie, question marks going into the Fiorentina match. All that and more right now. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the AJC. Let's rock. Now we're going to kick things off with Soule. He is extremely close to finalizing everything with Juventus on the extension to 2028. This comes to us from Nico Schira. It also should be noted that he has rejected the approach from Spalletti to join the Azzurri, all right? So for any of you Azzurri fans out there, it ain't happening. He says he just feels Argentinian and he is going to wait for the Argentina call, all right? As far as the rest of the contract extensions, Mirko Di Natale comes in saying that Locatelli will be extended to 2028, Fagioli 2028, Rugani to 2026 is what they're discussing, Chiesa 2027, and Vlahovic 2028, and Bremer as well to 2028. Now, for me, there's two in there that I say don't rush and hold back on, okay, out of all these ones. And that's Fagioli. I absolutely see no rush to do this. People that say, well, we're going to get a good rate because of everything that's gone down. If he were, after us sticking with him by his side, to not give us a good return on an extension at that point, I would really question the kid's character even furthermore. So I just don't think there's a rush. I think we're going to get a good deal no matter what. Vlahovic, I absolutely, unless you can lower the salary, which I actually don't see happening with any of these deals. I can't see any of these players willing. And so far, the ones we've gotten have all come with slight increases. Gatti, slight increase. Locatelli, slight increase. I don't see any of them lowering their salaries. That's just me. Maybe Rugani because he literally is in the final year of his contract. But I don't see anybody lowering the wages. If Vlahovic lowers his wage, then I'm fine going to 2028. If he has to keep it the same, then I say pump the brakes because there's a lot of questions and concerns circulating around Dusan Vlahovic. That's how I feel. You guys know the drill. I want to know how you feel about all those contract extensions. Is there any that you would say pump the brakes on, okay? Now, we get to Inter trying to hijack the Samardzic deal. Yes, it's being reported that Inter is back in trying to lure the player to their side, and Udinese is going to love this, of course, because they're going to love a bidding war for their player, especially between Juventus and Inter. But the kicker is this comes from Sport Media Set, all right? And I'm going to stick with our guy, Nico Schira, as Schira was the one reporting that the agreement was already in place between Juventus and the player Samardzic, all right? So that the agreement is placed. So I'm going to stick with him and say that Juve is in the pole position and has it. But is it going to come in the winter, or is Samardzic actually going to be the one that comes in the summer? And another name is Rodrigo De Paul, who's been thrown out. And now all of a sudden there are rumors surfacing that talks are underway. Simeone and Atletico have given their okay to Rodrigo De Paul and Juventus to work something out, and it could be done in the winter. And Rodrigo De Paul gives his yes to Juventus, so definitely one worth watching. What if all of a sudden De Paul was the one in the winter, and then you have Samardzic coming in the summer? I would love it. If we can swing both, absolutely sign me up. But I do have a preference of Samardzic in the winter mercados. This might be unpopular opinion, but I actually have a preference of Samardzic in the winter. Is everybody else on the same wavelength with me? Let me know. I know that might be unpopular, but for me, I think if DePaul comes in, well, he could still play as that Mezzala role there, but he's turned more into a pivot. I think Samardzic does more for us in the immediate future, but then DePaul in the summer be fantastic. Either way, pulling both, master stroke. If Giuntoli pulls this off, we have to wait and see what happens. There are reports, obviously, we go into this weekend's matchup with Fiorentina, and Fiorentina, Juventus working to finalize the deal for Artur and making it permanent. Comiso wants a discount on it. Well, then you should watch your mouth, all right? As he took exception to Tutto Sports report and headline that Viola Park was paid for by Juventus with the purchases of Chiesa and Vlahovic, and threw some shade at Juve for capital gains cases and stuff like that. Look, you're never going to learn. You're never going to learn. You're small time. You guys are calling this, their fans are actually calling this a derby and whatnot. It's just another game on the schedule for Juventus. Don't forget that and keep our names out of your filthy mouth, Comiso. There. Now, we get to Colpani. Juve is following Colpani and has been for quite some time, according to Mirko Di Natale, all right? He says that there was discussions actually that were underway 2 months ago, all right? 2 months ago, we were in talks with him, and the price tag is somewhere around 20 million euros, but this guy is on fire right now, having a great season. It could increase, but there were discussions 2 months ago, and Juve is following the player, okay? Now, we get to the last bit, and that's going into this matchup. Question marks around McKennie going into this game. It is uncertain whether he is going to play in the midfield, which would then put Cambiaso on the right side flank, or if McKennie is going to take up the right side flank and then Miretti goes in the midfield. You guys know where I'm at. We got rumors a couple days ago about the 3-4-1-2 with Miretti playing behind the forwards. That's what I would do in the midfield. I would keep McKennie at your right wing back, but you guys know the drill. Let me know what you think about that and everything else you heard in the news, all right? I can't wait to mix it up with you all. We're getting closer to match day. Hopefully another victory from Juventus, and make sure you join us for all the lives, including the watch along this week. And as always, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's mix it up in the comments. And fino alla fine, forza Juve. Ciao tutti.